Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Sick in the Six Shot Gaming Channel, and I am back with another Dragon Ball FighterZ What to Do on Block guide for y'all. And this time, it's all about that main man, Ultra Instinct Goku. So yeah, Ultra Instinct Goku is finally out, and after a few days of practice with him, I'm here to give y'all a guide about all about his block strings, his good block strings. I'm not gonna really go over the weaker ones. I'm gonna go over his good block strings, some gimmicks and stuff like that you can do with this character. So get ready for the video, but before we start that, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, check out some of the past content. I greatly appreciate it. Also hit the notification bell to get alerted every single time I drop a new vid for y'all. Make sure you hit that notification bell and hit the all tag. Also, if you want to help support my channel in any type of way at all, you can check the links below to go do so. But anyways, let's get started with this video. So the first block string we're going to talk about is Ultra Instinct Goku's auto combo. So the second hit of the auto combo is like a low crusher, right? It crushes lows. And the third hit of the auto combo is a grab. It's a true grab. So the first two hits was the whiff, the grab will always connect. So keep that in mind, because moving on to that, we're going to learn how to incorporate that into assist. So he has some tick grab setups with an assist with low block stun. Normally you want the block stun to be 25 and lower when it comes to frame advantage, but some characters doesn't go by this rule. But basically, you start a combo off, you want to call your assist out the same exact time you hit with the first hit of your auto combo. And then you want to delay the third hit, which is the grab, and it's going to be able to get a tick grab situation, just like so. You can do this with a lot of assists in the game. You just got to remember, you do the first two hits of the auto combo and delay the third hit, and if the block stun of the assist is a low block stun assist, then it's going to count as like if you whiffed, and you're going to be able to get your opponent in the grab. Another thing with the third hit of the auto combo is that it's a grab that hits crouching and standing opponents. So keep that in mind. So you're always going to have this mix up available to you if you do it properly. So remember, you call the assist the same exact time as the first hit of the auto combo. You do the second hit and do a slight delay on the third hit, which is the grab, and you get it. Now, even though you want your assist when you're doing this type of mix-up to be 25 frames and lower when it comes to block stun, there are some assists, no matter how much I delay it or whatever like that, I'm not able to get the tick grab situation off. So Kefla, A assist, and 21's A assist is perfect examples of this. So keep that in mind. So not every single assist has 25 frames and below is going to get you this setup. So right now we're going to talk about Ultra Instinct Goku's true block strings. Now, unlike other characters, he doesn't have that many true block strings when it comes to at least for special moves. So his true block string is going to look more so like this. It's going to look like light, down medium, standing medium. And this is one true block string, and this is probably one of the better true block strings because it's 100% safe. Now, here's another block string, light, down medium, standing heavy. It does give a little bit of pushback, but it is unsafe. So if your character it's 13 frames unsafe. So if a character has a long reach and normal, that's it within 13 frames, it will punish. And another block string you could do is after the standing heavy at the end of a block string, you could do down heavy as well, and all of that is a true block string. Next, we're going to talk about using the down heavy in a block string. So Ultra Instinct Goku's down heavy is pretty good. It gives a lot of distance. He's pretty much safe for the most part. It gives like a lot of distance away from the opponent. Your opponent can't down heavy it. They can't super dash after it as well. They can't do a key blast, none. You're able to block in time, so your opponent can't really punish you at all if they was to block the down heavy standing. Keyword standing. We're gonna talk more about that later, the difference between standing and crouching. But if you was to do a true block string like this and end it off with your down heavy and your opponent standing, there's pretty much nothing your opponent can do to punish you. I tried out every single thing. There's no way you can punish them from what I saw. You can't advantage, even the Vanish doesn't catch them. The only reason the Vanish caught me right there because I was blocking the wrong way. But if you read they going Vanish, you can easily block just like so. So yeah. Now, even though it's a good block string when the opponent is standing, when the opponent is crouching, it's cookies. It's over, right? So when the opponent is crouching, the second hit of the down heavy will completely whiff. As you can see right now, not even the second hit, even the first hit will whiff. And your opponent is able to do a down heavy or whatever, a punish however way they want. And even when you're doing this block string against characters that was low hitbox, even when they standing like Keflo or GT Goku, the down heavy, the second of the down heavy will whiff anyways. Now sometimes you can still be in a safe situation, but this block string is not really the go-to block string to use. But if you do notice that your opponent is standing and blocking, then you should go with this. And the main reason you should go with it if you notice that your opponent is stand blocking the down heavy is because you have air dash mix-ups out of the down heavy. So yeah, you could air dash out the down heavy, you could back dash out the down heavy, you could also super dash out the down heavy. You can do whatever you want basically. You have access to all your air options out of a block standing down heavy. So keep that in mind. Now, if your opponent stand blocks a down heavy, you could go into your air dash mixes with a right time assist. Especially if your assist gives you a lot of block stun, you could go with the double overhead, or you could go air dash overhead low, or air dash empty low, or you could do air dash into a air heavy into a light dragon rush mix-up. So the possibilities is kind of endless with the mix-ups. Keep in mind when you have a high blocks on assist between 45 and up frames, all of this is all your air dash mix-ups after the down heavy are true block strings, besides the overhead low. Now the downside is if your opponent does cross block it, you will whiff. But if you call out your assist at the same time, the assist could kind of keep you safe. So that's the one good thing about it. But you lose your true block strings mix-ups, so that's the one bad thing about it. So when you go for your pressure at that, you really have to do a guessing game, and your opponent can easily reflect. Just like I'm going to showcase, your opponent can easily reflect your next incoming mix-ups, and you could possibly be down heavy if you really time it wrong. So the next block string we're going to talk about that you can incorporate into your gameplay is light, down medium, standing medium into your forward key blast attack. So the one good thing about this key blast attack, it is a two-hitting move. So if your opponent tries to do something out of it, they will get hit by the key blast, besides if they super dash. But you could cancel out of the first hit of the key blast and go to all your special moves like I'm showcasing on the screen right now. So this is where the mix-ups can get a little deadly, but it is a gimmick. But you can get some good mix-ups out of it. So one mix-up you could do is cancel your forward key blast attack into your core circle forward light attack, and it stops you short enough where you don't make contact with your opponent, and you recover kind of quick. So it would kind of catch your opponent off guard, and you go into a low attack from there, just like so. The reason why that mix-up is pretty good, because your opponent is probably going to be waiting for the second hit of the key blast to come out. So they're going to stay there and block. Now your opponent can sit there and super dash out of the your forward key blast, because it is counted as a weak key blast attack, and you can super dash through weak key blast attacks. But the threat of you being able to special cancel the first hit into anything you want to should stop that. And even if your opponent does keep on super dashing, you could cancel to the core circle forward light version of the move and still be able to block. So that's really, really good. So this block string is one of those block strings where you have to really condition your opponent to not press buttons, right? So if you let off the regular key blast a couple times, they probably not going to press buttons. Then eventually they're going to say, alright, well, it's a weak key blast, I'm going to super dash through it. And if you make the right read and you read out they're going to super dash through it, you could cancel the first hit of the forward arm key blast into one of your special moves and catch them off guard. So just like so, if you make the read, boom, they're going to super dash, you can't see your special move, and get a vanish, get a combo from there. Now, you have a plethora of special moves you could go into as well to beat out your opponent's super dash. You can cancel to the Kamehameha. You could also just straight cancel into his standing Ki Blast or his standing heavy and get a full combo from there. So your opponent really have to watch out for what you're going to do after it, because you have a whole bunch of options to beat out the super dash. You cancel this move into any of your smash normal attacks or cancel to any of your special moves. Another thing about this move is that if you let the full animation of the forward Ki Blast play out and your opponent starts vanishing, it beats out Vanish. It covers both sides and beats out Vanish. So that's really good. The only thing is, you would think you'd be able to combo after, because it looks like they're kind of airborne next to you, but you're not able to combo after. So that's bad. And sometimes if you cancel into your core circle for a light, it sometimes beat the Vanish out as well. Sometimes it don't. But any other follow up from here is not going to beat out Vanish. Like the Kamehameha or your standing heavy or your down heavy is not going to beat out the Vanish. But sometimes the core circle for a light and just the move by itself beats out Vanish. It also beats out DPs because the move pushes the opponent back so far that 9 times out of 10, a DP is going to whiff. The only DP that I could think of that would beat this out is Beerus DP, because his DP covers like full screen, but everybody else's DP should whiff. But unfortunately, this does lose out to supers, especially a super that's fast enough is going to beat you out, and it definitely loses out to level 3s. Level 3s is invincible, especially for advanced to level 3s. You're not going to recover in time. The only thing you can do is react and vanish. You definitely can react and vanish. So if you see your opponent going into a level 3, you can react and vanish, but you gotta be really fast with it. But it is definitely doable. So level 3s does beat it out, but then you could avoid the level 3 with a vanish. Same thing goes with supers as well. So that's the one good thing. So going back into the core circle 4 light mix up with the forward Ki Blast attack, if your opponent likes to press buttons, they will beat you out this move, right? So if they know that you're going to do this mix up, they could definitely beat you out. But if they slow to react to it, then you could block. So that's good. So if your opponent likes to press buttons, sometimes if they press a normal that moves them forward, they will get caught by the light version of the core circle forward. So that's good as well when you use this in a block string. So if you got that read that your opponent's going to challenge you, you can go straight into the core circle forward heavy and get a combo that does about 4,000 damage for half a bar. That's really good. So like I said, if your opponent knows his mix-up is coming, then they can easily hit you out of it. But if they try to react, if they try to wait and see what you do and then react and then try to attack you right after, 9 times out of 10, they might lose that battle. Just like so. So keep that in mind. And if you do feel like your opponent is going to attack, but they kind of react a little too late, you can go into your forward heavy and beat them out. Just keep in mind that if your opponent is mashing the light attack, then they're going to get the auto combo, and the auto combo is going to track. So keep that in mind. So if you try to do a counter attack, you might get hit out of it from the auto combo. So yeah. So I've been talking about the core circle forward series attacks a lot, so we're about to get into it. So the next block strings we can use to incorporate in your gameplay is block strings ended off with a core circle forward series attack. So there's a gap in this block string, but your own this move is 100% safe. You're -2. That's kind of ridiculous. You're -2 if your opponent blocks his move and it passes through your opponent. So you're gonna always cross him up, especially if you're up close. And there is a gap, a very small gap. So if your opponent likes to mash buttons or try to jump or anything or chicken block, they will get hit by this move. So since this move is only -2, it's kind of ridiculous that the move is only -2. you're able to do backdash shenanigans just like so. Now, just keep in mind if your opponent has like a second hit chasing auto combo, even if you backdash, you might get hit. So keep in mind. So you gotta be very, very careful when you do your backdash shenanigans. Also, since you're also -2 off this move, you can easily do reflect, or you could do the forward heavy counter and pass right through your opponent and go back on the offense. And you can easily add a assist in your block string, cross through your opponent, and go for a low attack. Or you could do the same block string, call the assist, cross through, and do a fake out super dash, same side super dash. Same block string. You condition him to block to watch out for that same side super dash. Now you can go for his command grab, which is a cross up at that, and it's a true grab. And if your opponent thinks you're gonna do the command grab, you could just cross him up and do medium into your standing medium and catch him on guard like that. So Goku has some mix-ups. Now the only thing is, like I said earlier, the Core Circle 4 series, all versions of this move has a gap, with the medium version having the largest gap. With that being said, you can reflect every single version of this move. Even if you do the medium version and the startup is a lot slower, you can still reflect. You would think that the timing would throw it all, but you can still reflect. But you're pretty much safe even though you reflect, so that's the one good thing. Unless you in a corner, then you're dead. So another thing is when you do the medium version startup is so slow that your opponent could literally just attack you out of it. Just literally just attack you out of it. So just keep that in mind. So you're not really going to be using the medium version at all in the block string. You're mainly going to do the light version and enhanced version if you feel like your opponent's going to try to press the button to beat you out. The medium version you use more in neutral. So the gap with the light and heavy versions is large enough where you can do an invincible startup super like a level 3 or a DP, but it's not large enough for you to get a DP, so keep that in mind. Now we're going to talk about the moves that probably give Ultra Instinct Goku the most mix-up potential. This is Core Circle Back series, and he has a series of follow-ups from his moves. So he do Core Circle Back light, and he does his punch that leaves you +3 on block. Then he has Core Circle Back medium, which is a true command grabbers and a cross-up too. Then he has Core Circle Back Heavy, which is a combo starter and it interrupts opponents trying to press buttons. Then he has Core Circle Back Light, and then the Key Blast button, which he ends up shooting out his Kamehameha. Now, doing the block string by itself is pretty risky. If you try to go for most of his options, he will get beat out with a down heavy. The light version will get beat out by a down heavy. The medium version will cross up and not get beat out by a down heavy though. The enhanced version will not get beat out by a down heavy. And the Key Blast version, Core Circle Back Light Key Blast, will get beat out by a down heavy. So just keep that in mind. So also, since there is gaps in between the block strings with these moves, you can also reflect out basically almost all versions. You can reflect everything besides the command grab. The command grab can be reflected, but all other versions could be reflected, but you could bait out reflects with the Core Circle Back medium, right? So by itself, it's a command grab, but you could do a Core Circle Back medium and go into the Kamehameha, which is with the Key Blast, or you could do Core Circle Back medium and go into the light or the heavy, so on and so forth. So just keep that in mind. So another thing is when you do a Core Circle Back light and you don't back it up with assist, it can easily get punished for straight attacks. So if your opponent likes to press buttons, they're going to beat you out if you do Core Circle Back light. If you do Core Circle Back medium, you're gonna your opponent will miss, but if they was to wait, then they could beat you out. If you do Core Circle Back light into the Key Blast, you will get beat out as well. The Kamehameha just comes out too slow for you to hit the opponent if you don't back it up with the assist. But you can beat out your opponent with the Kamehameha version if you do the core circle back medium first, and then press Ki Blast directly after that. He's gonna do a double flip over, and you get to beat your opponent like that with the Kamehameha version. And if you feel like your opponent's gonna press buttons and you know they're gonna press buttons, you can just do the enhanced version. And with the enhanced version, you get this crumple. It's gonna hit your opponent, and you get this crumple state where you could go for a regular combo, or you could go for a restand. Now, the positioning where you at is a little bit off. So if you want to get max damage, what you're gonna have to do is after the move hits, you have to back up a little bit. They do instant air dash, medium, light, down, light, standing light, into standing medium. And then you could go for a restand situation from there because your opponent's standing and you got plus frames. Now, if the instant air dash is a little bit too hard for you, you can just run up and do down light, standing light into standing medium. If that's a little bit too hard for you. And then from there, you could do cross-up setups, same side, super dash setups, go into a low, and so on and so forth. Now, where the quarter circle back series gets really, really dangerous is when you add in a high block stun assist into it, and you get to do a crazy amount of mix-ups. So you could call it assist out at the right time and end off with a light, quarter circle back light being +3. Or you call out the assist at the right time period and then do quarter circle back medium, and your opponent is kind of hard pressed to not do anything, and they have to just eat the command grab. And if you feel like your opponent is going to try to press a button to beat out your command grab, you could do quarter circle back light into your Ki Blast. When you flip over, you're going to shoot the Kamehameha, and you go into a full combo from there. You can always use a little bit lower block stun assist to get a mix-up like this, where it leaves a gap where your opponent can try to press something, and you could flip over and then do the hands button, and then your opponent tries to attack you out. They get hit with the hands button, and you can go for your restand setup just like so. So it's really, really, really good. You go for the low or whatever you want, cross up, whatever you want from there. And once you condition your opponent to not press buttons at all, you can even do stuff like this. You could just hold down the medium version of the quarter circle back and just keep flipping back and forth. It flips up to 3 times, and then you can call out the assist on either side of the flips and mix up your opponent, and your opponent wouldn't know which way to block. It's like almost impossible. They could just vanish your DP or level 3 out, but it'll still be hard to deal with. And a last block string I want to give to y'all is just using your standing Ki Blast at the end of your block string. It has a gap, so your opponent likes to press buttons, and it will catch them off guard as well. So one more thing about the quarter circle back series, if you hold the button, it's going to get like a little feint move, right? And if you hold it for the longest time possible, you're going to do your flips, and then you're going to do a feint. And if you do the medium version, you're going to flip 3 times into a feint. And a heavy version as well. Every single version, you hold the button down all the way, you're gonna feint. Now, before you finish the feint, you could press a follow-up button to go into whatever you want. So you can always psych out your opponent this way and have your opponent scared to press something because they don't know what you're gonna do from there. So you could do the quarter circle back light, hold it for the little feint. And then if you feel like your opponent is going to press a button, you could press the heavy and catch them on guard and get a combo from there. And you could go into the command grab and so on and so forth. You can just play mind games with your opponent with the feints. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the road for this video. This has been a Dragon Ball FighterZ What to Do on Block Ultra Instant Goku guide. Hopefully you was able to learn something new in this video and I was able to help you out. And if I was able to do so, please smash the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, make sure to comment in the comment section below. Let me know if I helped you out or not. But yeah, folks, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Check out some of the past content. Make sure to hit the all tab to get notified every time I drop a new video for y'all. Also, make sure to check all my old content as well. I have a ton of videos for you to enjoy. And if you want to help support my channel any type of way at all, check the link below to go do so. But anyways, I hope you have a nice day. I'm out of here. Peace. Whoa. Catch y'all in the next video.
Running. Yeah. Running. Whoa. This is what we do. This is what we do. Running. Running. Yeah. Running. Yeah.